Hey everybody, Alex Miller at Cadmian here. There's an interesting news story I didn't want to let escape over the weekend out about a group of contract workers at Google attempting to form their own union. And one reason I think this is interesting is it has, of course, this has been an ongoing story, as well as other, similar stories at Starbucks, for example. In addition to sort of ongoing, people might say, union busting at Google. But then this particular group of workers is also exactly the people that do some of the serious and not very well publicized grinding involved in the reinforcement learning aspect that I understand has been behind a lot of the success of the recent large language model chatbots. So, for example, I believe that universally, if you want to make one of these things really, really good for writing code, at some point you have a prototype and it's putting out Python code, and people with at least a little bit of literacy in Python have to, look at it. Is it any good? And this gets turned into feedback that hopefully makes the model better. But what I want to emphasize here is that there's this early component where there actually is a lot of human labor. And so in addition to that, this is sort of a new class of workers that has actually a pretty important role with how this tech trend is evolving. It's really unusually expensive to do these kinds of models, and it's probably going to be true that it's limited the extent to which plucky little startups are going to do something meaningfully different here, barring some innovation beyond which innovation is always plausible, but in the short term, barring Fantasyland innovation, I think this reinforcement learning aspect is here to stay. And then I guess finally, if you just use ChatGPT on the kind of freemium mode, you're also kind of doing this work. It should be noted that when you there's a thing, you can thumbs down stuff if you don't like the output. And they're interested in using this information about how you interact with it to make it better from the standpoint of you engaging. And to sum up, top of the rabbit hole, there's this, actually at this point, pretty obscure, not well publicized unionization drive at Google. It has a lot of intersections for a lot of important AI stuff going forward. And probably, more information is going to come out of it than has come out so far. It's very, very early in the story. I think it's worth following for sure.